Hey, what's going on, everybody? Good morning. I hope you're doing well on today, and welcome to this fourth part of our series that we're on right now in terms of thriving. And you and I, we want to make sure we position ourselves to thrive, to reach the ultimate goals that you and I have in our hearts and our minds. And in order to do that, it has to be intentional. You and I, we have to do what's necessary in order to position ourselves to thrive even during difficult situations. And so I want you to know that this is what Castaway is all about. It's about you and I positioning ourselves to thrive even in difficult situations. So Castaway, as we've talked about, is a Swahili word and it means to thrive. And that's what this podcast is all about. So if you're looking for this podcast to be doom and gloom and things are over and there's nothing else that you can do, then this is not the place to be. But if this is the place you need to be when you're here, you come in here so that I can help you be empowered to thrive, to go after those things that are on your heart. I literally want to wake up in many of you the dreams, the desires, and the things that you've said that you want to accomplish in your life. I mean, the stuff that you talk about with your family and your friends. When you say, hey, I really wish I could do this. Or while you're watching a movie, sometimes you look at that movie and say, you know what? I could do that. I want to move you from I could do it to I am doing it. That's what this is all about. I want to help you move from I could do it to I am doing it. Why? Because I have a passion to see people awaken on the inside of them every gift, talent, and ability that is in them. And I want you to be able to live a life full, not because you are holding things in, but live a life full because you are pouring out. Y'all get that? You want to live a life full because you are pouring out. And that's what this podcast is all about. It's about positioning you to be able to do what's necessary to achieve the things that you have upon your heart in order to accomplish your goals. And so I want to do a recap. If you're going to thrive, it has to be intentional. Hear me. It has to be intentional. You have to be able to say, you know what? I need a strategy. My question to you, for those who've been watching week after week, have you developed your Thrive strategy yet? And if you have you taken action? I want you to take action. And we don't just take any type of action. We talked about we take action informed movement. That's what we do. It is action informed movement. And as you and I are informed in the actions that we have to be absolutely clear about how we're going to use our energy. Hear me, hear me, hear me. You need to know how you're directing your energy. So you don't want to end your day without directing any of your energy towards your goals, your dreams, and things that you want to accomplish with your life. You have to be willing to do that. I watched this movie called Night John, and it was about this slave who had earned his, not earned, but he had escaped to get his freedom. He went to get his freedom during this time when the very difficult time in our nation. His name is Night John. So he comes back into slavery, however. He puts himself back into slavery in order to teach the other slaves how to read and also to get them free up north as well. So he puts them back in a difficult situation. He is pouring out and he's being fooled at the same time. His first day on the plantation, he goes out and he's working in the garden. They drive him. They're trying to break him, but they don't realize this man is not a breakable man. Oh, I could use that. I could get on that later, but he's not a breakable man. So he's out in the field. And then that night, next to his cabin, he's out tilling the soil. And one of the slaves came out and said, you worked hard all day. Why are you tilling the soil at night? He said, if I can till the soil for the slave master all day long, I have to come home and dig the soil for myself. Who am I talking to? You've been digging soil for other people and you haven't taken the time to dig the soil for yourself. See, freedom is in your capability to operate and do things on your own. You have gifts and talents. Let's put that to work. Let's go ahead and dig the soil for yourself. I know you have a job where you got to go dig the soil for somebody else, but you've got to be able to come home, You got to be able to set some side of time so that you can dig some soil for yourself, because there are dreams and hopes in you that have nothing to do with your job. And let me say that again. There are dreams and hopes in you that have nothing to do with your job. You have to be willing to position yourself that at night you got to begin to till that soil. So we want action informed movement. Now, here it is. Last week we talked about in order to thrive, we've got to pivot. We got to be willing to take a turn. So today I'm going to give you the final installment in our Thrive series. And then next week we'll start a new series. All right. So here's what I want you to do. Watch your mouth. Hey, watch your mouth. How many people know that sometimes we can talk ourselves out of achieving the things we want to achieve? Hear me. We can talk ourselves out of achieving the things that we want to achieve. And I want to help combat that today by giving you some very practical things that you can begin to do so that you'll be able to position yourself to use your talk track as strength and energy to push you towards what you desired for your life. Again, use your talk track as strength and energy to move you towards what you need to. Let's look at the power of words, here. The words we let live in our minds, here it is, creates the environment for our dreams to thrive or become stagnant. The words we let live here in our minds can either be what pushes us forward in our dreams, or it could cause us to become stagnant. What words are you allowing to live in your mind? Better yet, what are you letting what somebody else said live in your mind that's negative? So we have to be willing to guard the environment of our minds so that we can be sure that our minds are prepared in the right environment to get us where we need to go. That's the question I have for you today. What are you letting live in your mind? What are you letting live in your mind? Because that's the environment you've got to protect in order for you to have the willpower and the strength to go after everything that you need to go after in your life. So we need for you to do that. How many people remember this story right here? The little engine that could, all right? The little engine that could, he was doubted by a lot of people, but he said to himself, listen to his talk track, I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can, right? He was in his talk track. He was giving himself what he needed to keep moving, even when others were doubting him. I think I can. Even when others on the sideline, while he's on the track, he said, I think I can. You gotta manage the, you gotta manage the thought track in your mind so you can accomplish those things that I set before you. This is a good example. It is a childhood story, but it was teaching us something about the power of the words we choose to use, and particularly when it comes to yourself. It is possible to be able to say, I think I can in your mind, while people on the outside are saying, I think you can. Y'all hear me? That's how much power is in that. And while they're out on the outside saying, I think you can't, you're able to get your engine going, saying, my God, I think I can. Why? Because the talk track in my mind is motivating me. It's giving me the energy in order for me to accomplish my goals. Now, here's what I want you to know. Having that talk track in your mind is not accidental. It's intentional. So that's why in the morning, some people will read a morning affirmation. That's why some people will have a morning mantra when they look at that, they're hanging on their mirror in their house, and they say that mantra every single day because they know they have to set the conditions of their mind in order for them to achieve what they need to achieve. And then when you move that, you move from I think I could, look at this, to I think I can, to I knew I could, right? It's a transitional, but it begins with how you think in your mind. So as the little engine that could, you and I have to be just like that. We have to condition our minds to be able to withstand those negative people who are around us, who have influence, who can speak stagnation into your life. I'm going to say that again. You have to be willing to get that talk track so deep in your mind, that morning mantra, that morning mindset that you're going to develop on a daily basis. And we're going to be mindful and intentional about doing that so that you will be able to hold off, guard your mind and your heart from those who are around you who are speaking stagnation into your dreams and your goals. You have to be willing to do that. Why? Because misery really loves company. Let me say that again. Misery does love company. And because misery loves company, there are people who are always trying to bring you into the misery tribe. They're trying to bring you into the misery tribe. And you have to resist being in the misery tribe, and you're conditioning your mind to achieve what you need to achieve. Let me continue to move on forward here. All right. I'm going to continue to move forward. We have to condition our minds to do that. Here we go. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. Our words are powerful. They're packed with energy that can push us or pull us away from our dreams. We have to be willing to use our words as an asset. Come on, somebody put that in the comments right there. Use your words as an asset to you being able to accomplish your dreams, accomplish your goals, and even during difficult times, your talk track. You have to be mindful of it. Why? Because I'm going to use it as energy to push me towards what I need to be pushed towards. So daily, we are downloading. We are renewing this mind of ours so that we can accomplish those things that we need to accomplish. If you rehearse stagnation in your mind, stagnation will become your reality. But if you rehearse thriving in your mind, that I got to get up and achieve, I have a goal today, then that will become your reality on a consistent basis. So we have to be willing to position ourselves for just that. All right, you hear me? All right, here we go. We must discipline ourselves to use words in a way that conveys our desired outcome. All right, condition yourself that uses your words to convey your desired outcomes. I used to be a big victim of that. In fact, I'm still working on it, right? That you have to be able to use your words to speak the desired outcome. There's power when we speak those things out. We have to be able to speak it, and not only speak it, but you got to be able to write it too. What is your desired outcome? And you speak it and you walk in it on a daily basis. So you and I, we got to have scribble that desired outcome, that desired outcome. That's what I desire. And as a result of that, I'm speaking it. I put it on my mirror in the morning, or I put it in my phone, or I text it to myself. Whatever you need to do to condition your mind about the desired outcomes. Why? Because oftentimes what we experience on a daily basis, hear me, is a contradiction to what we feel in our heart. Sometimes what we feel we are destined to accomplish, it contradicts what we are dealing with on a daily basis. And as a result of that contradiction, we either can yield to it or we can resist it. And we resist it by making sure that we use our words and our thought life, hear me, so that we can go against it and accomplish those things that are according to our desired outcomes. That's what we need to do. We got to be able to position ourselves for that desired outcomes. Here we go. Here's the next thing I want to share with you. The use of negative words or negative talk tracks can cause a dream infection. The use of negative words and negative talk tracks can cause a dream infection. Your dream is sick because of the negative words that you're recycling in the midst of your dreams. And as a result, your dream has an infection. And the infection is negative self-thought and perhaps negative influencers that you've allowed to become a part of your dream. And as a result, your dream is sick. But I want to bring some healing to your dream today, some medicine to your dream today. That thing that's on the inside of you, you cannot allow negativity to live within it, because if you do, it's going to become sick it's going to become stagnant. And Lord, we don't want that dream to die. I don't want to see your dreams die. I want to see it wake up on the inside of you so that you can accomplish those things that you need to accomplish. But in order for that to happen, you have to watch the negative talk track, because the negative talk track can cause an infection in your dreams, which ultimately can stop you from achieving what you need to achieve. Who am I talking to today? I hope that you understand that part of the strategy of things that work against you is to cause you to stop believing that it's possible. Hear me. To cause you to stop believing that it's possible. No, you got to continue to move forward and accomplish those things. I want to see you do that. I want to see you be great. Here's the other thing I want to share with you. I'm dropping these nuggets today. We must avoid self-deception, oh my God, in our self-talk track. It's possible to be deceiving yourself. Here is what it looks like. You say, you know what? I'm going to achieve my dreams. I'm going to go after it. You got the right talk track, but you're not doing anything. That's self-deception. I'm not saying have a talk track and don't do anything. You've got to have a positive talk track that's not self-deceptive, where you're saying, you know, I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to meet so-and-so. I'm going to set up this network, but you never do anything with it. That's self-deception. I don't want you to deceive yourself. If you talk about it, be about it. Y'all hear me? If you talk about it, be about it. And that's normally the gap that stops us. Sometimes we get good at the talk track, but we don't get good at the work track. We get good at the talk track, but we don't get good at the work track. And so what I want you to do is don't deceive yourself, but I want you to align yourself in a way that you're able to accomplish everything you need to accomplish. And that happens when you and I decide that our talk track is really my work track. Y'all hear that? My talk track, somebody put that in the comments. My talk track is my work track. I'm telling you that I'm talking about it and I'm working towards it. I may not, as King said, I may not get there with you, but I'm going to get to the promised land. You have to be willing to say, you know, I may not do it as fast as you do it, but I'm working on it. I may not get there as fast as you get there, but I'm working on it. Why? Because my talk track, it reflects my work track. Hear me. My talk track is reflecting my work track. So don't fall to self-deception, all right? You want to be able to make sure your talk track and your work track, it all matches up. All right, so I'm about to get you to the secret sauce. As I say in my company, I get the opportunity to work with people all over in different types of environments, particularly in the corporate environment. And what I don't get a chance to share in corporate environments is the secret sauce to what it means to accomplish the things that we're able to accomplish. But you would not believe that there are people who can feel it, there's something different, and they pull me to the side, and I'm able to share the secret sauce. I'm able to share. And so we're going to go to scripture. I like to close out with this. Proverbs 18:12 says this: the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat of its fruit. Y'all hear that? It has life and death. Stop speaking death over your dreams. Speak life. Don't let nobody, no. You're not going to speak death over what I'm working on or what God has placed in my heart to accomplish. Speak life. Speak life towards it. I'm moving towards this thing. I'm going towards this reality. And like I always say, if I die going towards it, at least I was working towards something. You got to be moving towards that reality. Even in this pandemic, watch what you say, watch what you speak life to, and watch what you speak death to. The power of life and death is in our tongue. It's in what we say. And you got to be able to manage that talk track. And as the topic is, you got to watch your mouth. You have to be willing to do that and speak life into what you need to accomplish. Here we go. Here's the next thing I want to share with you. The fruit, here it is, from the fruit of his lips, a man will enjoy good things, but the desires of the faithless is violence. The fruit of his lips, what you say, how you say it, those things are important, and you will enjoy the fruits of it. right? You have to be willing to speak life into whatever situation that you're in. An evil man is trapped by his rebellious speech. Look at this. Rebellious speech, not only against the things of God, but rebellious speech against yourself, your dreams, the things that you are created to accomplish. You will be entrapped by that. And don't be entrapped, but be liberated by the capacity that God gives you to be able to speak life into your situation and into your dreams. You got to speak life and allow others to speak life into it. Now, that doesn't mean you don't get constructive criticism. In fact, I believe constructive criticism is a blessing to a dream. Hear me, man. Hear me. You can't be so sensitive that you can't let somebody speak into your dreams constructive feedback, meaning that they want to help build it, they want to help make it stronger. All right. So you and I, we have to be willing to do that. All right. So we're going to move on here because I'm about to close on out for our time together. All right. I want you to know, my brothers and sisters, that you and I, we have to be willing to speak life into the things if we're going to thrive and be all that we could be. I hope that you have enjoyed this time of Kastawi as we have been dealing with this idea of thriving. We'll have a new series on next week. The new series, we're going to be working on collaboration. What does it mean to collaborate and finding the right people to bring us together? Why? Because when you get with the right people, things can speed up. It can get faster. But you have to find the right tribe to become a part of. And if you're the smartest person at the table, you might want to find another tribe to help you continue to grow. Not that you want to leave where you were, because God could be using you with that other group, but you got to be positioning yourself among people to get where you need to be. But we'll talk more about that on next week. My name is Jakatrin Potts. I am the Chief Impact Officer for the Potts Group, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you every Monday morning at 7:30 so we can get our minds right for the day. Thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to maybe hearing from you. You can DM me. If you're on Facebook, you're able to DM me, send me a message. I love to respond to you as we continue to grow. Again, I look forward to talking to you on next Monday. Peace and blessings to you.